Hello bros and welcome to SFX0 BroFive production. Next part, Sakura game. Start going right here. So Suki is pretty much crazy, or she's just trying to be overly sexual, or seduce me. All of a sudden Suki has the garden hose in her manicured hands. Her bikini also seems to have fallen off via some kind of dark magic, but that's not the main thing that bothers me. The hose is snaked around her boob, poking out between her ample breasts, and the nozzle is pointed right at my face. Yeah. I hiss and leap back in alarm, but it's too late. The water soaks me to the bone. My jacket clings to my arms. My shirt sticks to my chest, and the pleats on my skirt drip water very slowly down my tights. I'm wet from tip to toe, even my bra and panties feel wet. I glare at Suki from beneath my dripping bangs. Why would you do that? Why not? It's fun. But you ruined my clothes. I guess I have. Suki giggles. She doesn't apologize. The hose pipe is still pinned between her cleavage. I'm not sure why is she even trying to impress. The birds are twittering in the trees. She pokes her tongue out of her mouth seductively and laps some of the water coming from the tip of the hose. If your clothes are wet, Neko, maybe you should go inside and get changed. Into what? I don't think I have to clean clothes. I'm a bit of a slob, so I let my laundry pile up. I only clean my clothes once every 3 or 4 weeks. Well, I would like to see you in a bikini. Why? You're a really cute girl. I bet you look even cuter in the fewer clothes you wear. Is that true? It's scientifically proven. But what school is of science exactly? The University of Eroticism? That's not a real university. Don't worry about it so much, Neko. I always worry. Somebody has to. My whole body is racked with shivers. I sneeze. Though I'm warm outside, my damn clothes are slowly sapping my body of heat. The water from the garden hose really was cold. If I don't get changed soon, I might come down with some kind of sickness. That would really scupper our progress. Neko, stop being stubborn and just go get changed. I sneeze again. All things considered, this day was not as productive as it could have been. That's not my room. I just can't believe it. I sit on the edge of clover bed in my underwear, silently seating. Well, maybe I'm not being that silent. Pouting, I fish out a stuffed toy from the bed and give it a tight hug. Clover loves stuffed toys. There are cute pillows of multiple shapes through across her bed, and lots of misshapen plush toys from various magical girl anime. The toys don't have proper hands or feet. Instead they have little felt stumps. Clover says they're cute, but I think they're kind of disturbing. Yeah, small figurines without arms and legs is very disturbing. I guess we all have different preferences. Hey Neko. Clover spins about on her swivel chair and casts me a curious glance. Are you okay? No, I'm not okay. I'm in a bad mood. Well, I could tell that much. She giggles. You really are like a cat. What do you mean? You hate getting wet. That's not true. I have a shower every other day. I don't shower every day, of course. That would be overkill. I used to shower every day, and now I also shower every second day because I can't be bothered with doing so much. I mean, I constantly work, I constantly go to school, I constantly never stop working. I mean, I do YouTube clips a lot. I do 3 clips a day, of course now it's 2 because Portal Night is not working. I'm gonna try to get it fixed, but until I manage to get it fixed, it will have to be a pause on that. I will finish it. I am just before the other boss. I just have to find that relic. And we're gonna defeat the second boss. Then we're gonna defeat the third boss, which I think is the last boss. So, well, I didn't have to go that far. I don't have to show every day, of course. That would be overkill. I think you should thank Suki. Why? For ruining my outfit? She didn't ruin it. It's just a bit of water, Neko. But my jacket was my that jacket was my favorite. I know, you wear it all the time. When do you ever find the time to wash it? I do wash it. Sometimes. Each. Clover pulls her face. I thought you were starting to smell. I don't smell. You will if you always wear the same clothes and forget to take showers. Unlike a cat, you can't lick yourself clean. Whatever. So pouty. Since you're waiting for your jacket to dry, do you want to wear any of my clothes? I glance at Chloe's wardrobe doubtlessly. I hate clothes shopping, and I order most of my clothes online. My wardrobe is tiny, with only a few items of clothing. Clover, on the other hand, loves buying new outfits, but most of the outfits she favors can't be worn outside. Her tight-on boobed shirt is the one such example. Actually, I think girls do like to get the exact clothes they're thinking of. So I think actually the girls shop pretty much online, unless they don't really care what exactly clothes they have. If they're okay with any clothes that is in the clothes store, then I don't think they shop too much online. A tight-on booby shirt is one such example. She has even crazier clothes inside her wardrobe too. I don't know, I've seen them. She loves cosplay and she has loads of skimpy outfits, schoolgirl uniforms and idol costumes and nurse dresses. Clover's wardrobe is very interesting. Half of it is devoted to cosplay items, and the other half is very plain and respectable, mostly being shirts and floral dresses. The divide between her life as a gaming addict and her life as an elementary school teacher is quite large. I think I'm fine. Are you sure? I have lots of cute clothes that would suit you. Like what? I think you look really nice as a maid, or a magical girl, or a shrine maiden. Forget it. I'd rather skulk around in my underwear than try in ridiculous outfits like that. My underwear might not be the most distinguished of clothes, but it's better than cosplay. Well, if you're gonna be like that, I always make you feel more comfortable. What do you mean? Just a sec. I watch her eyes narrow. The Clover pulls out a shirt over her head and writes out of her skirt. In less than a second, she's wearing a bra and panties. Well, it's not like I haven't seen those before. Why did you do that? So you don't feel left out. But your clothes didn't get wet. You don't need to take them off. I don't know that, but I wanted to keep you company. Well, thanks, I guess. It's no problem. Chloe smiles brightly and flashes a peach sign. So you're annoyed at Suki? Yes, I am. She has no right to spray me with water like that. She didn't even say sorry. How can she afford to launch around when we have a deadline coming up? Don't be so stuffy, Neko. Suki is a hard worker. How do you know? I've been playing MMOs together for a few years. She always took it seriously. But you never worked with her before, have you? No, I haven't, but I trust her. I don't. You don't trust anybody. How can I? She tricked her grandmother into filling her laptop with rice. Don't laugh. It wasn't funny. It was a huge pain. Are you sure it wasn't even a tiny bit amusing? Well, maybe a tiny bit, but that's beside the point. How do we know she'll be able to deliver on time? I don't think she is the kind of person who will let us down. She had a strict upbringing. The merits of responsibility and hard work were beaten into her at an early age, quite literally. Suki told me when she made any mistakes while she was practicing her calligraphy, her grandma would hit the back of her knuckles with a wooden ruler. That sounds pretty intense. That's even more intense than my parents, and they were incredibly strict about my grades. I know, right? It makes me glad my family is so sweet. Chloe is from a huge family. She has 4 older brothers, and she is the only daughter. Because of that, her parents spoiled her. So did her grandparents. Plus, she was a whole slew of aunts and uncles. I've never met her family, but from what she told me, they sound very warm and friendly. They still send her money every single New Year's, even though she in her 20s. That's why I'm saying you shouldn't worry. Suki's a good girl. I can guarantee it. Well, I feel my resolve wavering. But if you're not happy with the amount of work she's putting in, you can always talk to her about it. Do you think I should? Yeah, complaining to me won't solve anything, will it? I sighed, leaning back against the headboard of Clover's bed. You might have a point. I always do. It's one of the first things you learn when you become an elementary school teacher. What? If 2 of the children have a disagreement, you should make them talk about it. That way any misunderstanding can be cleared up. All grievances can get aired out. This is an elementary school, you know. I know. But the same basic principle apply. You're a grown woman, Clover. That's true, but people don't mature as much as they think. Kids always get into arguments about silly things. As adults, we can look down on them and say they're being petty. But aren't grown-ups the same? We argue a lot about silly things too. We just tell ourselves it's different because we are so much older. But at the end of the day, we're all humans. Wow, for a few seconds you almost sounded smart. I am smart. From now on, you should call me Professor Matsuka. That will be Clover's family name. Her full name is Matsuka Shika. I know her true name for a long time, but I'm sorry, but I can't accept that. Why not? Huh? Why not? I smile, pushing my glasses up right up my nose. No matter what you say, you always be Clover to me. Hey Suki, are you in there? Just a sec. I wait in the hallway, arms folded, and I hear rustling coming from inside Suki's room, and then she opens the door. Hi. She is smiling brightly. So brightly, in fact, it's almost blinding. I avert my eyes. Don't you have any shame? Now why do you want me to have a silly thing like that? You could at least apologize, you know. For what? For splashing me with water? Oh, is that why you're wearing your underwear? Yes, I don't have any other clean clothes. That's a pain, but it's not my fault. It's quite literally is your fault. Suki pouts. So did you come here to scold me, is that it? Well, you're so cruel. How could you bully a pure innocent maiden like me? Suki blinks at me winsomely from beneath her eyelashes. They're very full and thick. Well, everyone's eyelashes in Sakura is. It took me a little while before I figured out how to do that. Actually, a lot of my drawing skills for the eyes actually comes from Sakura. But all of the drawing skills is my own. Well, if scolding me would make you feel better, go ahead. I will accept any hardship you see fit to bestow. I offer myself to you, Neko. Please use my body as you wish to satisfy your wrath. Only please, blink blink. Be gentle with me, alright? It's my first time. I, it, would be my first time too. Oh, how lovely. Then let's make each other feel good together. She probably was talking about something else than I was talking about. Suki takes a step towards me. My heart pounds. Would you purr in pleasure just for me? She brushes a strand of hair off my cheek. While you desecrate my flesh? What? Whoa. She's so close I can't think straight. She smells good. It's almost bewitching. You can do whatever you want to me, anything you like. Her eyes shimmer mischievously. You're so quiet and reserved, but you know that is what they say. Her finger traces a line against my cheek. It burns. It's always the quiet ones. Suzuki, please. I squeeze my eyes shut and push her away. Ah! Suzuki stumbles backwards, but she doesn't fall. She managed to catch her balance at the last moment. I'm sorry, I was just playing around, but didn't you like it? That if someone did that and exactly know what they did, and so it would be creepy, pretty much. And Suki is creepy all to herself, so I didn't like it at all. No, I didn't. Not at all. Not one bit. It's kind of intrusive. And anyway, I actually wanted to have a serious conversation with you. Really? That sounds so boring. It might be boring, but there are a few things that need to be said. Deadlines for one thing and professionalism for another. Will you let me into your room? I want to talk about this like adults. Well, if you really want to, I suppose I can deny the invitation of a cute girl. Suki pushes open the door of her bedroom and gestures me inside. Welcome, fair maiden. Please enjoy pillaging the unexplored lands of your heart's content. Okay, that was another seduction. Thank you. I look around Suki's bedroom. I look around. And I frown. Her bedroom is even more sparsely furnished than I imagined. There are all the basic essentials one needs for a bedroom: a bed, a wardrobe, and then a desk. Suki's computer and table rest on her desk, but that's all. There's nothing that tells me another human being lives in here. No decoration on the wall, no books or games or magazines, no beauty products lying on the desk. Looking around this room makes me feel a little lonely. If Suki's bedroom is this inhospitable, it's no wonder she wants to escape stretch her legs, relax in the sunshine for a while. Now I feel a little unreasonable for getting so angry at her. Don't you have more? More what? More stuff? Suki floats down onto her bed. The mattress sinks beneath her weight for a few moments before popping back up to its original size. She toys with a strand of her hair. It's black like oyster sauce, and the contrast startling with her white skin. I do have more stuff, but most of it back in the shrine. I'm gonna cross the thing that just popped up. Where do you used to live? She nods. I'm a little sad, I guess. I had to leave behind a bunch of my stuff, like half my clothes and my expensive makeup and all of my shoes, but I don't want to go back there in a hurry. Didn't you tell your family you were leaving? I couldn't tell my family. They are freak out, especially my grandmother. She's so stuffy. I never had been able to walk around the shrine like this. Like, what? But my words die in my throat. Suki has stripped off her shirt and pants, revealing some very cute pink frilly underwear. I glance at her, confused. She shrugs. What? It's hot, I guess. Plus, you're wearing your underwear. Why can't I wear mine? Point taken. Not that I'm wearing my underwear because I have to or anything. Idiot. Oh, but where are my manners? Take a seat. You don't need to tell me to take a seat. It's my own, in my own house. This is my room. You haven't paid rent yet. I guess you found out, huh? And Clover said she covered for me? I'm not as stupid as you might think. I don't think you're stupid at all, Neko. You don't? On the contrary, I think you're incredibly smart. Even if you do purr like a cat when you get patted on the head. That was just one of... Yeah. With a flushed face, I sit myself down beside Suki on her bed. Well, I say it's her bed, but she actually using Clover's old bedding and pillow covers. Nothing about the room really belongs to Suki other than the tablet and the computer, and maybe a few items of clothing hanging in the wardrobe. Isn't it lonely being here? What do you mean? You said you can't go back to see your family and you don't have that much stuff if you can't feel very welcome. Don't worry about me. I can function just fine. Having stuff makes life more comfortable. Sure, and I really do miss all my primers of toners, but I can make do. I have to make do. I'd much rather have my freedom than my makeup. Freedom? You might have gathered already, and I don't know how much Clovis told you, but I really hated being a shrine maiden. I thought you were a shrine maiden in training. It's the same thing. I suppose they inherit the shrine when my mother retires, but she always so busy. I fell upon my grandma to show me how everything done. I spent most of my life under my grandma's strict supervision. She is in her 80s, but she still has a lot of life left in her. She is as strong as a bear and as stubborn as a mountain goat. Whenever I was late getting up in the morning, or didn't brush my hair properly, or talk back to her, she would slap me. Really? She slapped you? Not with her hand, but with a ruler. She kept a wooden ruler with her at all times, so she could correct my behavior. I used to be a bratty kid, and I ran around the shrine a lot when I went exploring. I'd go off on my own, and I wouldn't come back for hours. But my grandma hated it. She really hated it when I tore my clothes, or I got my shoes muddy, or got leaves and twigs caught in my hair. Seriously, hit me with a wooden ruler once, I can overlook it. Hit me with a wooden ruler twice, I break it. Try to hit me again, I hit back hard. I seriously would hit back. I mean, people bullied me when I went from 1st to 6th grade. I didn't really care about them. I mean, I just ignored them. But I said when I moved away and I started 7, if anyone ever bullied me again, I would hit back. And it has proven to be very useful. Because each time someone bullied me now, they have gotten a hell of a lot of trouble. I'm not gonna go into more detail because that's not really for YouTube. She really hated it when I tore my clothes, got my shoes, so yeah, we read that. Twigs caught in my hair. She told me I looked truly unrespectable, like a little demon, and then she hit me. She hit me, and while she was hitting me, she ran through a list of all my faults and flaws and told me to apologize. She was the toughest, most terrifying instructor there ever is. Didn't your parents mind? They were too busy attending the shrine. I don't know if they noticed, and even if they did, they wouldn't have intervened. My grandma is quite frightening, everybody afraid of her. But I thought your mother ran the shrine. It technically belongs to her, but my grandma still has an influence in the day-to-day management. You can say what you want about her, but she's very organized, efficient too. and she got good with money, mostly because she is such a miser. But I wrinkle my nose in confusion. That doesn't add up. What doesn't? I met your grandma when I went to the shrine. At the time I thought she was a sweet old lady. She was perfectly normal in her plain kimono and her white toe socks and wooden sandals. She wore her grey hair in a bun and had a glasses string around her neck. Her hands were withered and ropey, and her dark eyes were watery, covered in a fine film of old age. But she was spirited enough and talked with companionable while I worked on her computer. She even made me a mug of green tea and some delicious strawberry daifuku. Her strawberry daifuku tasted so good. I'm sure she can't be a bad person, not if she made sweets like that. It wouldn't come back to sweets with you. It would come back to sweets with you, Neko. Sugi prods the tip of my nose. She's smiling. So sweets are a good way to judge a person's moral fiber. Oh, really? Yes, only pure-hearted people can make delicious sweets. I can divine the hearts of men through the homemade cooking, and that strawberry daifuku was crazy delicious. And then you should be pleased to know I was the one who made that strawberry daifuku. You, I stared at Suki. A few seconds ago I understood the basics of the universe. The sky is blue, the world is round, the earth goes around the sun. Now, however, I'm not so sure. But your grandma, she said it was handmade. And it was handmade. That wasn't a lie, but she never said her hands made it, did she? I guess not. Classic Japanese sweets were the only sweets I was ever allowed to eat at the shrine. I got a little interested in sweets because of that, and I started learning how to make them myself. I'm not that good in the kitchen, but if a recipe involves mochi, matcha, or asuki beans, I'm an expert. Well, I glanced at my tights. This whole while, the delicious strawberry daifuku I ate that was so filled with love, that was actually made by Suki. This loud, obnoxious girl would lunge around the house in various states of undress and sprayed me with a jet of cold water a few hours ago. I can hardly believe it. I know looks can be deceiving after all. I live with Clover. But there are degrees. My grandmother is very nice and personable to strangers, but she has always been a hard ass with her own family. I don't think she does it to be mean. She says it's tough love. She thinks you have to be cruel to be kind. But I got sick of it. I couldn't even ask her to back off. If I did, it just make her hit me. Or maybe I have to go without dinner. Sugi frowns. She looks lost in thought. Maybe being a shrine maiden would have been so bad if it weren't for my grandma. If she'd been a little bit nicer, perhaps I could have stuck it out. But she wasn't. She was a horrible old witch when I was younger, and she still is a horrible old witch now. Is that why you told her about the rice? It was just an act of petty revenge, really. I did a lot of stuff like that to her just to pay her back. I'd hide her indoor slippers, or I put spicy sauce in her miso soup in the morning. For a while that was enough, but when she found out about her computer, she got so angry. She said I was a wicked child who had to be respect for her elders. And I told her she was a bitter old woman who wanted to ruin my life. And then she told me to leave. Like it's my fault she believed me when I fed her those lies about purifying her computer. If she had half a brain, she could have looked it up online herself. Isn't obvious putting rice into the D drive will cause problems eventually. She must have believed you because she trusted you. Well, I guess. She was a weird old woman, but I think she loved me in her own way. But being loved isn't always enough, you know. I know. More than I would like to admit. That was a lot of reading. You can't join a club, Sayo. It would be nothing more than distraction. Why do you need to invite friends over? You should be studying. Of course you need to cram school. How else would you get into a good university? We just want you to keep your options open, honey. You might resent us for it, but sooner or later you understand. You're doing this because we love you. Yeah. Love isn't always enough. Exactly. Somebody might say they love you, and they could be telling the truth too. They might really truly adore you from the bottom of their heart, but sometimes a love can be toxic. My grandmother wanted to turn me into a perfect doll who could obey her each and every command. She thought ripping away my freedom was the best thing for me. I disagreed. And that's why you came here. Suki nods. That's right. Do you think your grandma misses you? Maybe, but she should have thought about that before she yelled at me to get out. I'd rather die than go back to the shrine, so our visual novel has to be a smash hit. I do everything I can to turn my dream into reality. As long as I have you and Clover by my side, I can do it. Well, I suppose it is what I do, and I suppose as long as I have Clover by my side, I can do it. And as long as I'm with Clover, I can do it too. That's the spirit. And I glance at my lap slightly. I know you're being serious about this now, so I try to be a little more lenient. Sticking to deadlines and getting things done is important, but I think it's important to have fun too. Exactly. If we don't have fun making the visual novel, our customers won't have fun reading it. Fun. It's not a word that I widely have on my life as now. Well, ever. I was too busy going to cram school, too busy studying, too busy trying to impress my parents. Then I was too busy working. Well, maybe I should take a break every once in a while. I think I deserve it. Suki and I both deserve it. We've been trying too hard for far too long. Hey Suki, how did you get Neko to agree to this? Oh, it was quite simple actually. Suki smiled cautiously and her fingers pressed together at her front. We had an earnest heart-to-heart and we came to a mutual understanding. Now, I wonder what kind of heart-to-heart that was. Are you sure it wasn't mouth-to-mouth instead? Clover. I try to prod Clover in the side, but she is too quick for me. She darts away and sticks out her tongue. Sorry. Though I'm annoyed at her, Clover raised a good point. I have to wonder why I agreed to this myself. My bikini is an old frilly thing fished out of the back of my drawer. I don't know why I even have a bikini. I'm not exactly the sun and sea type. I was so busy with work I didn't have enough free time to take trips to the beach. And even if I had, I would have preferred to sit inside. The only tan I want is a tan bestowed upon me by the flickering screen of a computer. I can feel the sunlight against my skin. It's baking me like a potato. It doesn't feel good. I can't remember the last time I exposed that much flesh to the harsh, unforgiving light of day. If this keeps up, I might turn into a dust and blow away. My remains will be scattered in the winds. Rip. But Clover and Suki don't seem to mind. They both lie down on the grass, slowly tanning their bodies beneath the sun. Join us, Neko. It feels great. I am I'm not sure, so sure. Don't be so hesitant. The sunshine is good for you. But what if I melt? You won't melt, silly. And if you do, I have to get Clover to do the writing and programming for our visual novel. What, me? Do the writing? You can't. She has no sense of pacing, and the characterization leaves a lot to be desired. Oh? How you know that? We used to roleplay a little back in the day. We did meet at an RP forum. We tried to anyway, but Neko always got mad at me and said I was doing it wrong. How can you roleplay wrong? See, Yacht wasn't very convincing. Her world building was flat and her characters were inconsistent. So you were hard to please even as a kid. Well, I'm sorry for having standards. Ahaha. It's okay, Neko. I keep far, far away from you, magnum opus. It's not like I'm taking the story too seriously. But I am. More than I would like to admit. So much. I've grown quite productive as a visual novel over the last few days, even if it is just a silly idea. It must be because I'm stubborn. When I was starting writing a script, I want to finish it all my way. After doing some research, I learned a lot of a visual novel are actually written by teams or 2, 3, sometimes up to 4 or 5 people. One writer handles the common route and a couple of the key characters' routes, while the remaining routes are divided up between other writers. It's probably the most practical way to go about it. If you have to write a script over 1,000,000 characters long, some visual novels are ridiculously huge and you have to tight deadline. You need to get other hands on deck. It's not possible for one person to write that much. But splitting a story between so many people has drawbacks. If it can make the story out in route inconsistent, or the characters' personalities might change slightly. Some writers really more heavily internal monologue, other favor dialogue, and other like long extended some similes. I can't make the entire story lopsided, like a cake that hasn't risen right. Multiple writers isn't an issue here though. The script is going to be short, so I can handle it all myself. I will handle it all myself. Anyway, Neko, come and sunbath with us. But I get tan. That's the general idea, yes? I give you skin a healthy glow. What if I don't want to look healthy? But despite my protests, I still lie down beside Clover and Suki. My new work colleagues. No, that sounds far too stilted. What about friends? Yes, I think friends is far more accurate description. Clover lying on my right, take a hold of one hand. Suga on my left takes the other. We lie there for a while in still silence beneath the warm rays of the summer sun. Clover, Suki, and me. Our hands linked. Our futures too. You guys? Yes? What is it? Let's put everything into the visual novel, alright? I don't want us to have any regrets. Whoa, that's an unusual sappy coming from you. I can't help it. I want this to be special. It already is special, silly. Well, what? It's special because the 3 of us are together. That's right. Let's keep doing our very best. Right. I'll look between Suki and Clover and... Whoops, I accidentally jumped the line. It's probably possible to go back. Actually, I can try that. But I have to hook in my other computer mouse because there are some complications when it comes to this. Found one there. Let's put this in there. And no, it's not possible to go back apparently. Wait. No, it's not possible to go back. Not if you really do this much. No, this is really long. That seems to be happening a lot lately. Much more than I ever used to. Being with these two girls really does make me happy. Can I get a picture now? Yeah. That's a lot. So I'm just gonna do a quick finish here. So that was all I have for Sakura Gamer this time. That's hit like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. BroFive!